Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night's Trusty's Vintage Live Sale. You've got Trusty, and also joining me again tonight, you've got Katie. So both of us are going to be here tonight, and we are going to be hanging out doing the Trusty Vintage Live Sale thing. A lot of people joined on right on time, so I don't know if you guys got your timer set or you're just well trained. So Pavlov's dogs are here. Speaking of dogs, we got Dawn. Now she's not a dog; she is a dog lover. She is our resident Doxy guru. Just one more Dachshund rescue. I'm going to be putting something out fairly soon, which will start outlining some of what we're structuring for the Just One More Dachshund Rescue fundraiser, which will happen in November. Because a lot of people, everyone's being great. Everyone wants to participate. So I'll be talking a little bit more about how to participate. If you want to support, give me things to sell. If you want to do mystery boxes, that'll be part of the big grand prize. All of that will be coming out relatively soon, but the fundraiser itself will not take place until November. So we have a little bit of time. And there was a chat today on Beth's channel at Carolina Princess Sweet Treats and Pretties. I think I got that all. She was talking about the Trusty Traveler, the traveling boxes that are out there. Those are all going to circulate through October, and then they will all come back to me, and those will be part of the fundraiser too. I have maybe 2 or 3 names left on my list. If anyone has not participated or has not received a Trusty Traveler, do not send me a message here because I don't want to have to go through the whole chat. Send me an email to the email address that's on my screen. Hi, Mayberry. The email is on my screen. And just tell me you want to be added to it. And if you haven't ordered from me before, just give me your address because I need to have that. So I'm getting maybe 1 or 2 requests a week. They're not like coming in flooding in, but some people are asking for suggestions. So if you've never received a box, send me, if you want to get one, let me know. And then if I run out of names, I will just cycle back and start going through the list again. But I would much rather get it into the hands of someone who's never had any than, in some cases, I know some people have had 2 or 3 already just because of the way, friends sending it and things like that. How many times have you had it, Katie? Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted, folks. I've had it twice now, and it's really a fun little thing that you started, Patrick. I got the coasters the first round, and then I think I got a piece of porcelain the second round. So that was fun.
All right. Well, Sean is in the house. We're totally busting him because he left Jody's sale early. But you're welcome here, Sean. And I know Sean has he's jonesing for one of my mystery boxes. So everyone's gonna have a chance to get their own mystery box tonight. So it's a couple quick hellos. We've got Gabrielle Lish in the house, and we've got Kat from Calypso Antiques. Judy is joining us. We've got Peterson, and God knows what Peterson's going to be doing tonight. Oh, I didn't see if she said hello to me. So where are my emojis?
Yeah, let's see. She asked if you were eating marshmallow.
Helen got pretzels and beers. Let's see. Kat got octopus and butterflies. Is that what that is?
It is octopus and butterflies.
Let's see. Pat.
I see bananas.
Banana, and what is that one?
I think a little robot.
Or is it a monkey?
Maybe it's a monkey and bananas.
I don't know how to make it any bigger. So yeah, so that's that. Beth got parrots and hearts. That's cute. Turtles and rainbows for Kim. Let's see. Jeannie got coffee and donuts.
And you got, Patrick, are you eating marshmallows?
No, I'm not eating marshmallows. Tammy got sunbursts and turtles. Dawn got octopus and clovers. Owls and mushrooms for Tim?
Owls and mushrooms.
That's for Tia Fane. Welcome, Tia Fane. Gabby got butterflies and rainbows. Sam got
cheese
wine and cheese. Because Sam is going to be here on Sunday. He is going to be doing a deep dive with me on his travel menu collection. Sam runs the Dining at Sea Instagram channel, and he has an amazing collection of vintage menus, primarily from ocean voyages, ocean travel. And he is the sole reason I started my own collection because his eye candy, the stuff he posts on that channel are amazing. So
it really is
very fitting. Okay, so here's what I got. I got the monkeys and bananas too. no marshmallows, and Nate got the pretzels and beer, so we're set for that. We got Little Vintage Me coming in, so hello Diana for joining us. Tia Fane, I think I said hello. Lemmy Lemon coming in. Hi Darlene. Let's see.
Oh, Darlene, I'm glad to know a new name. That's wonderful.
I hope I'm connecting them correctly. I'm trying to do it off the top of my head. Tammy's here. Some people write it down, and I'm like, no, I feel bad if I have to look some people up and write some people down. So I try and just remember, but I'm not always that good.
And I saw the other Katie was here, Berkeley girl.
Oh, I missed the other Katie. So yeah, I think isn't that actually in her name now? And then when she did her Instagram, she just set up an Instagram channel, and she's also highlighting that she's the other Katie.
The other Katie, which I thought that was so cute. So
yes, I am the other Katie.
The other Katie. It's nice to meet other Katies because I haven't met a lot of other Katies in a while, so that's fun.
And wait a minute, I think it was on Beth's channel. She was talking to, I think it was a Katie in Australia. Oh, and there's Beth. Hey, Beth. I think she was talking, was it a Katie in Australia? There was a discussion about Perth. And so I'm not sure if that ended up being a Katie as well. So, but I didn't have, I was watching the replay and I didn't have the live chat hadn't merged.
I know Releve Vintage is Katie as well. So there's several Katies.
There's a handful of you. I don't think there's too many Patricks.
No.
Kim's husband from Oh My Vintage. I think Kim's husband's name is Patrick.
Patrick, yep.
But yeah, so I'm pretty much cornering the resale market on that one. Got Helen Casey's in the house. Jeannie from Chicago Ladies here. Oh, we got Chad coming in from Maryland. Debbie from Chicago. And let's see. I'm sure I missed people because I was scrolling for.
And the chat always.
What was this one again? So Debbie got the sunbursts, and I guess that's the octopus one. It's so small. Let's see. We got Nate flirting with Chad. So be careful what nicknames you can pick up here, Chad. They're already your honey bunny. So let's see if that one sticks. Somebody's a delicious cupcake.
Oh, that's probably Nate.
And
his name's back and
Beauty is Peaches. Classic Old Souls. We got Linda in the house.
And then
Kitty Corner is Kara, I think. It's Kara. Hi, Kara. For Kitty Corner. I don't know. There's a couple people. Their little icons aren't working. Classic old. Oh no, they're filled in. For some reason on my little chat, it's not filling in. It's got little error messages, but it looks like they're showing up on screen.
Yep, they're on screen.
Leanne C. Oh, and she just got her shipment today. Fantastic. Oh, we got Jamie in from Mid-Century Wasted. I'm trying to think. I was just thinking of you, Jamie. I was actually thinking of your husband. I was somewhere that had all kinds of vintage radios. And I was debating whether your husband would like them more or if Katie would like them more.
I love my vintage radios. Yeah.
Rebecca Higgins is in the house. Oh, we got Kylie coming in from the Badger State. We got Vintage Vinny also coming in from Maryland. Maryland is very heavily represented. Carrie got donuts, cheese, and pretzels on the Friday night post Devil's Lettuce. Okay. Ancestral's Beginning. Welcome. You got Daniel from Tacky Is Me. Who gave the old basically participate. I can't remember the thing what I want to say, but he was a good sport and did the marshmallows. So if you did not catch Katie's channel, when did we do that? Last Friday? Because it has been almost a week.
Yeah, last Saturday.
Oh, it's Saturday. If you didn't catch the show on Katie's channel, Vintage and Vinyl, you should subscribe to her. But last Saturday, Miss Pam was not doing her sales, so she asked Katie to step in and just do something. And Katie decided to have an ice cream social. And as part of that ice cream social, a lot of the people that are here, Vintage Vinny, and my daughter, who's not here, Michelle Peterson was there, and Daniel from Tacky Is Me, and then of course Katie. We did Pictionary, and it was supposed to be, and I will continue to highlight this fact, it was supposed to be that the winning team got to eat ice cream and the losing team had to eat marshmallows. And some reason, all of the winning teams, which Katie, myself, and my daughter were part of the winning team, we ended up doing the marshmallow thing too. So
the chubby bunny.
And so you put as many marshmallows in your mouth to say, and until you couldn't say chubby bunny. And I will say some people dropped out very quickly. including my daughter. I was
Yeah,
quite
I did.
disappointed in my daughter's stamina. So I had to take it for the team. I had to try and hold on. So it was Michelle and I till the last drop, and I had to bail. Something was coming out of my mouth one way or another, and it didn't sound like it was going to be Chubby Bunny. So I spit them all out. So
and Daniel's right. That was so gross.
Tim, Patrick's not bitter at all. No, not at all. I just will still point out we won. Still don't know why I had to do it, but yes.
The dogs got a nice donation.
Yes, and so
they have their own ice cream social.
Exactly. So Katie was gracious. She wanted to do a prize for the winning team, and so what she did was she made a donation to Dawn and the Just One More Dachshund Rescue in our names in order to buy the pups some puppuccinos or pup cups. Now, I don't think we gave enough to get all. What are you up to now, Dawn? 19 or 8? I think you're at 18 dachshunds in your house right now. So I don't think we got enough for all of them. But yes, we appreciate that. It was good to do that. I did it for the dogs, and the dogs got some pup cups. So
yes, that was wonderful. And yes, I have to say Daniel was a trooper because Daniel does not like marshmallows.
Exactly.
He
got weird marshmallows too. What did he do? He got
chocolate flavored ones. To
oh,
try
that's
to
right. No, chocolate filled ones, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but chocolate. I couldn't even, based on what I was going through, I could not think that adding chocolate into that mix would have been any good. Like it might have turned me on chocolate, but that bag of marshmallows went straight into the garbage after I was done. Like, nope, I do not want to see these again. Oh, thank you, Gabrielle. That was my daughter's heading off to grad school. So last weekend was the last weekend I was going to be able to spend time with her. So I wanted to do the thing with Katie. So I said, well, hey, could she join? And so she and I did it together while her boyfriend just like sat there and stared at us. He was not participating.
You two did a great job.
Yeah. And I have not played Pictionary with my daughter in years. So even though Peterson thought we had some sort of a link, it's just, it's a family link. We certainly did not have a lot of practice drawing. Although it does turn out we both draw chairs the exact same way.
Well, I can tell you if they can guess anything that I draw, there's something special there because I can't draw a pair of tweezers to save my life.
Well, that was the only one we missed. So let's recap. So we missed tweezers. Katie was drawing tweezers. And it was one of those cases, after you heard it, you knew they were tweezers. But the other team, so Vinny drew, okay, what was it? It was supposed to be a pet store, but we came up with the best. It was I can't remember, something about the state of Nebraska. I can't remember now what we had said.
Oh, yeah, something about Nebraska. It was supposed to be pet store, but it looked like Vetville or vet clinic. And
so there was that one that they missed. Dagger, which was troubling, and Stir, which admittedly was difficult.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, that one was definitely difficult. So we did end up pulling ahead. We did actually win. We got Melody sneaking in with Halem. Hope you're having a good vacation. Thanks so much for jumping in on the sale. And I'm glad people enjoy the sale. This is something I enjoy doing. This really built up, as most of these sales did. It built during COVID because I couldn't do community theater anymore. So this kind of turns out to be my chance to perform and kind of have fun and be a little ham and whatever. So so glad when people join in and they all have fun.
I love Gabrielle's comment. She said,
we
need you for beep, boop, not drawing. Gabrielle always does that. When I come up with a glass pattern, she types that in the chat.
Yeah, and I think somebody said during your chat that this was the one thing that we'd finally found that Katie is not great at was drawing.
I'm not good at drawing.
So that's okay. All right, so I actually have a few more items than normal tonight, so I want to go ahead and get things started. I'm going to start out as I've been doing lately. I'm starting out, going to put Katie into the ether. Nate is also in the chat, so he will be doing the monitoring from New Zealand, so keep that in mind. If you're new, most of the names I think I've shouted out were people I recognize, but if you are new, I don't do auctions or offer up. So when I show you the item, I will give you the price. That's the price you pay. And then you need to type in the number that I give for the item. The first person Nate sees is the person who will claim that item. The difference, or the exception to that, is my mystery boxes, which if you do not subscribe to Carolina Princess, Sweet Treats and Pretties, please go ahead, make a note to subscribe to her channel. She is on a mission to hit her 1,000 subscriber goal by the end of this month, her 1-year anniversary. So if we can help her bump up to that, she just did a live chat today. She received a mystery box that was gifted to her from Carrie, KCATX. And in every mystery box that's going out for at least the near future, you get your own vintage maxi pad. So we're doing, thank you, Beth. I'm glad you liked your box. So we've got the maxi pad is coming up. You will definitely at least get that. The boxes themselves, I always will sell for $15. And within that box, you'll typically get between $25 to $30 worth of merchandise into the box. The way we do these, because they are more popular and there are people who feel that their internet, is not fast enough. I've lost a lot of subscribers who don't feel, it's fair because their internet's not fast. As we all say, what am I not selling, Katie?
The Mona Lisa.
There we go. We're here to have fun. So, we're just going to have fun. I want everyone to kind of participate and do their thing. If you miss out, hey, don't take it out on anybody. So, but I recognize these are fun for me to fill and they're fun to grab. So I do them a little bit differently. Instead of telling you the number and making you be the first one, you have to guess. So what I'll do is each time, and I have multiple boxes tonight, but this is the first one. This number, you guess as many times as you want, put a number in, hit enter, put another number in, hit enter. Katie and Nate know what the number is, so they'll be watching. They cannot be bribed, although Nate might be waffling on that. We may have a little talking later. But this number falls between 50 and 60, between 50 and 60. Between 50 and 60 is this mystery box, and the first person that gives that number will be the person that receives that box. And on that related, Carrie got the box and gifted it. That's of course always an option. It just has to be made clear who's paying the shipping. So if you want to buy it on somebody's behalf, if you want to take pity on somebody, we are not against that. And we got a lot of names coming in. I already see it.
I already see it right out of the gate, but I'm waiting for
Nate. I'm going to wait and see what Nate says, because like right now, as you guys can probably see in your chat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we've got over a dozen, almost 2 dozen people that all came in with the same time stamp. So this is where it does become, who does Nate see?
And Nate sees what I see. It's Carrie at KCATX.
Austin, Texas got that fast internet because the number was 50. So Carrie gets another box, whether for herself or for a gift. $50, not $50. Sorry, Carrie. Sorry, Carrie. $15, number 50 goes to KCATX.
Congrats, Carrie. Great job there.
All right, next item, and I'm glad that Jamie is here because I thought of Jamie when I got this. I'm hoping, okay, so first of all, it's vintage Christmas. I can't tell you exactly what era it is, but I'm thinking it's mid-century modern Christmas, but you guys can tell me. And the reason I think that is it is a felt Christmas skirt. And I took a picture of it earlier because there's no way I'm going to be able to show this on screen. So let me pull up my pictures really quick so I can show you what it looks like. It is an odd shape because it's homemade. As you can see, it's not quite a square. It's not quite a circle. It's 36 by 34. So it's roughly 3 feet across. You have a slit that goes down so you can wrap it around the tree. It is hand cut. It's just one solid piece of felt that was laid out and then cut into the shape and then appliqued with all of the Christmas decor. The reason I'm thinking it's 50s is because of the angel and because of the candlestick, the way those are done. What do you think, Katie?
I think definitely 50s. I mean, you can just see the way that piece was made. And it's definitely got some true age to it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, I got it as part of a lot of Christmas items from an estate sale. Actually, Beth opened up her box today, and the Snowflake came from the same place. So that was part of her mystery box. There are a couple condition issues that has kept the price down. One is, and this is one of these cases, because I owned a quilt shop for 10 years, I'm very aware of care and condition of fabrics. Be very careful when you're folding up any of your vintage textiles not to fold them the same way year after year, because they end up storing, and you can see there's actually a wear line where it was folded, because it was folded in probably not the best, hot then cold, and you end up getting wear where the seams are. So always fold it in different directions. And it looks like the way they attached the little sequins was just like one long running stitch, and some of them are starting to fall out. So, well, no, actually they do look like they were individually attached, but some of them are missing. So
but it's easy to fix that.
Yeah, so yeah, this should be a pretty easy fix. I wasn't going to try and deal with that. So you are getting it in this condition. And then because it was handmade, I'm going to say that was just because of the way they were cutting it. They just didn't cut it super cleanly. And then I think sometimes when it's homemade, you get some little naive ways of doing things. Like the line is not exactly perfect. So you just know it wasn't made. It wasn't made in a factory. And maybe she got a little drunk at some point because she went really close to the edge. And then you can see they're hand stitched all the appliques. So it's a really cool piece. It just has some condition issues, but it would be totally functional, as that picture showed. It'd be totally functional around your Christmas tree. But because of the condition issues, it's only $15. So $15 for the 36 by 34 tree skirt. $15 for the Christmas tree skirt by giving me number 19. $15, number 19 for the tree skirt.
And I love the way that the snowman's face was done. And Jamie was pointing out that also kind of helps tell its age. And I see a couple of people for that wonderful tree skirt. And I see Brooke Lagan picking up number 19. Congratulations, Brooke.
Great. Thank you so much, Brooke. I just realized that my little cheat sheet of numbers, after I created it, I forgot to resort it in numerical order. So now I've got to try and find every item. So we're going to be a little bit slower tonight. All right. One of the things I did, I posted this in my Instagram, on my Instagram page. I was clearing up some storage this week, looking for some stuff for my daughter. And as a result, I came across a box that had some old props in it from my community theater days. And it's one of those cases where they were props that I liked, and maybe like, oh, someday maybe I'll use them again. I've had them now for years, and it's just one of those cases. It's not practical for me to keep everything. So I am reselling some of my props. This is one of them. I actually did a video on my props at one point. This was from the second show I ever did. It was called The Butler Did It. And the big, one of the running jokes within it is the family's name was Butler. They had a butler, and then there was a silent butler. And the silent butler had some relationship to the death of somebody in the show. So this was a prop that I had picked up. It is a matching pair of the silent butler. If you do not know what a silent butler is, it's basically a crumb catcher, crumb tray. You have the larger one that would go on the table. I normally had seen them with brushes, but evidently this was a common option as well, as you would have a matching piece that would nestle together when you stored it. You can see obviously these went together. They have the same etching design, but then you would basically use the smaller one to scrape onto the bigger one. So it is basically a crumb catcher. You can see the design. It's like an Asian, Japanese motif of a bridge and the mountains in the background, and then just a slightly larger, more detailed version here. If you are doing any sort of tiered tray like Sean, if you are doing any sort of any types of metal, brass, copper, this is just a really attractive backdrop that you could either use as a platform, that you could have this as a little piece to put something on, or I think it would look good sitting behind it, because it's got a little nice reflective aspect to it. So it is a pair of crumb catchers. They are not marked in any way, so I do not know their age. You can have them for $12. So if you want to have a piece of my second show ever, $12 for the brass silent butler, $12 by giving me number 43. $12.43 for the Silent Butler.
And that is a great show, Patrick. Our community theater did it a couple of years ago, and I got to see it, and it's just wonderful.
There are actually two versions of the show. One's really good, and then there's one we did, which was really bad. So you probably saw the really good one, unless you remember dying. My character died. I played the director. It was a show in a show. I played the director, and I died by ingesting mistletoe berries. That is how I died.
That was not our show. So
Yeah, no. The other one is far more famous and far more common. But it was still. I had just started doing theater. The very first show I did was The Miracle Worker. I had a tiny role. It was a super serious role. And not within my, but it was, I had been doing theater and I knew I was going to travel for work and I was afraid of the rehearsal schedule. So I just took this really small role. And then I found out how flexible they were with people's schedules. So this next show came up. I'm like, well, hey, I'm trying for a bigger part. And I auditioned, and the director of Miracle Worker came up to me afterwards. She's like, where the hell did that come from? I was dry humping a chair. I was doing really weird stuff that totally fit the character, but it was totally different from my character in The Miracle Worker. And it was a lot of fun. So that's why I love theater.
Theater is the best.
Absolutely.
Go back to it.
I'm really hoping it comes back full force. We're struggling a little bit now with the Delta variant. People are getting nervous. There's a show that's in rehearsals right now that they now have to start wearing their masks in rehearsal again. Somebody dropped out of the show because they refused to wear the mask. So there's just a lot of stuff that's still making it iffy. But slowly but surely, I think Broadway's supposed to. Actually, I think some shows are opening on Broadway now and this month, but a lot of them are opening in September.
Well, I have tickets to Hamilton in October that I've been waiting for 2 years now to see. So I really hope I get to go to that.
And leave it to Peterson to catch on to. It's my own fault for admitting that I dry humped a chair, but leave it for Peterson to actually put it out there as a statement. All right, so so we got Melody. Oh, I was talking to Nate. I thought it was Note, so I thought it was something. Oh, and there you go. Dawn, who's a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. I actually sent her a Christmas gift last year, which was a Bruce Springsteen. Those tall, thin candles that you think they're kind of like usually the Madonna or something on them. It was a Bruce Springsteen candle.
So fun.
She loved it. Anyway, so my next item in homage of Katie, I have a brooch. And actually I have a brooch set. So this one is the pin, which I did see a signature on, but I didn't know what it was because I think the initials is it BSK?
Yes.
Is that the name? Okay.
And that stands for three different guys. It's Coslow, Benny Steinbeck, and I can't remember the S, but it's three people.
All right. So it's what Katie just said. So we are going to hashtag bring back the brooch. Now, is it hashtag bring back the brooch or bring back the brooches?
I think it's both ways. Bring back the brooch.
Okay. So hashtag bring back the brooch. So we've got a gold tone brushed and polished gold brooch with the safety clasp on there. And it does have the BSK stamp by the clasp. So you've got that. And then it also happens to have a pair of earrings. They're screwback earrings that were included as if this was all part of a set. But I don't see necessarily that they match. But the gold tone definitely matches, but like these have the little rhinestone in them. This doesn't have a stone at all. So I'm not sure why these would necessarily be part of the same package, but I'm just going to keep them included here. But I recognize screwback earrings are hardly the fashion. So primarily you're getting the brooch and you're going to throw the earrings in there kind of as a little bonus. And the whole lot is $10. So $10 for the BSK brooch plus the screwback earrings, $10 by giving me number 41. $10.41 for the brooch and earrings.
And it's Benny Steinberg, Slavitt, and Kozlow that were involved with BSK. Those are those brooches. And they produced a lot of brooches in the 50s in the mass market, and they sold a lot of them to different department stores like Woolworths. They're very good quality.
Oh, good. Okay. As I'm turning around, I reminded. So, as for those who are new to my channel or haven't watched in a while, I don't do auctions on my channel, but I do have an eBay channel. This is the item that is up for eBay on my eBay store right now. This auction will end in 30 minutes. Last time I checked, there were bids on it. I think it had gone up to 44. I think it's higher than that now. But this is a 1960s Wilton Gemini Apollo capsule, and it actually has the two astronauts are still in there, still wrapped in their tissue. We've got a new old stock cake topper from Wilton from the 60s of the Apollo capsule. So that will end in 30 minutes. And
Where's Sandy's lilacs got that brooch?
Excellent. Thank you, Sandy, for picking up the brooch and the earrings. I'm curious if you actually will wear the screwback earrings, or if you're just going after the brooch.
There is a way to convert them, I heard, but I've
really?
never actually tried it. You can convert them into dangly earrings.
Okay. Would you break off the little hooky part?
I think you just break off the back and then you can glue something on and then make it into hook earrings. But there's lots of videos online you can look up.
Yeah, because did it drop to the floor or did I catch my legs? There, I got it. So yeah, it's got there's the little loop on there. So I don't know if, I guess it could come off. So anyway, thank you for picking that up, Sandy.
Oh, she wears them. Wonderful, Sandy.
Oh, fantastic. Excellent. All right. Oh, and Diana found some cool emojis, a little rocket ship with the astronaut. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Next piece, I haven't had hand-painted porcelain in a while, but this was one I'd actually picked up a while ago and just was sitting in a box, and I'd forgotten to include it in the sale. And it's just a little square dish. It is Bavarian. It says Studio China, hand-painted Bavaria. It's got the stamp on the back. It unfortunately is not signed by the artist, so it is hand-painted, but it's not signed. But it's just a cute. It looks. I think those are. I was going to say they're irises, but I don't think they are. I don't know. What are those? Do you know, Katie?
I don't know. I need a book on flowers, animals, and plants. I've said.
Well, no, I think that is an iris. I guess it's
maybe they are iris.
Yeah, I think it's just laying on the ground, so it looks funny. So I think those are irises, but regardless, it's just a sweet little Bavarian china dish in absolutely perfect condition. And it's only $6, and it is the size here. It is 6 inches by 6 inches. So 6 inches by 6 inches for $6. And if you're not subscribed to Katie, you need to do so now because she's at 1,666 and it's bothering her. So
yeah, I don't want to be on 666. So help me out, folks.
It's got a couple people with bluebells, and that's possible because I don't think irises separate that much. So anyway, whatever it is, it's $6, and it's a little 6-inch dish with little handles. $6 by giving me number 42. $6.42 for the little hand-painted dish.
And yes, Tiger, it's purple.
Yes, it is purple. All right. This I picked up. There's actually a couple of lots that I'm going to have tonight that came from the same location, but I split these into two because I have a feeling there's going to be two different audiences here.
And Karen Dondelinger is going to get that plate, number 42.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Karen. And welcome, Karen. I don't think I said hi. So we've got our West Coast is represented also by Karen as well as Jamie. All right. So like I said, I think there's two lots in here for the sewers of the world. But this is, I think, going to have a little bit of a crossover because it is ephemera. And so what I thought was super cool. First, I've got the Smart Fashion Stitches by Singer. It is a Singer Sewing Machines booklet. It is dated originally copyrighted 1950. This is the 1952 edition. And check out these graphics. So we've got all of this information on how to create these stitches for these fashion looks on your Singer sewing machine. All the images are in color. Yeah, just check that out. You got Audrey Hepburn right there and Sabrina, with a little cape, hand towels, showing the stitching. So you've got this fantastic book with all these full color images. That is part of the lot. In addition to that, you get a little black and white pamphlet that is dressmaker secrets for making coats and suits. And this one, I don't know. I don't think I found a date on this one. This one I think is older. And this one is primarily, it's all black and white graphics. So this one, the best graphic is on the front, and it's simply a little guide on how to follow patterns and make your own clothing, buttonholes, decorative stitches, things like that. Dressmaker secrets. You get that one. Then the first book was Singer. This one is the Pfaff. Your Pfaff dealer presents your 1954 idea book. So we've got a 1954 book from Pfaff sewing machines, also on sewing. So you've got June Cleaver right there on the front, and then inside they are black and white drawings, but just check out some of the graphics that they included in this one. The little kids clothing, some photographs. Check out the best dressed mom picking your kid up from school. So you get that little book, and then there's this little flyer that came out of it, a little new pattern fabrics. I'm going to include that, and then this tiny little flyer also was stuck inside. This one is a little bit newer. How to use magic poly web for fusing. So this is from Coates and Clark. This is probably 70s. So you get all of those pieces, booklets and everything, get all of them for $12. So $12 for the sewing ephemera, $12 for all of them by giving me number 24.
Those are amazing, Patrick. The graphics are just to die for.
It's one of those cases, like if you missed my show on Sunday, I had Katie on. We talked about doing ephemera bowls. Like something like this you could put in there because that is the artwork. It's where it's distressing is things like this, because you almost need to cut it apart in order to see the art. And I'd hate to see something like this fall apart. So that's the downside to things like this. It's like, it's cool to own them, but then how do you display them?
It's hard.
Yeah, because it's just it'd be good if you're rotating things or whatever, but it was just such a cool lot. I could not pass it up. So I was happy, and it looks like we had a couple people taking it.
We did. Rebecca Lance is getting number 24. Congratulations, Rebecca.
Well, excellent. Thank you, Rebecca. I think you might be new unless you're just going under a different name. So just make sure you send me an email with your shipping information, and I will make sure I get an invoice to you. So are we talking about my beard? What are we talking about here?
I think we're talking about Jamie's husband.
Jamie's husband. I was going to say, Jamie's husband's beard is like, I don't even have a beard compared to Jamie's husband. Okay. The next one is another lot. This is another set of multiple. It's not a multiple for Nate's definition. It's a lot of 3. I have been picking up records and albums and vintage vinyl ever since Katie's been trying to train me. There's an old deep dive that Katie talked about talking about vintage vinyl. I learned a ton, and I've yet to figure out how to apply it. So most of the time it's me going to Katie going, what about this? So I did not ask Katie about these because these were just cool enough on their own. I didn't even care that there were albums in them. I needed to pick these up. So we've got a Read and Hear book from Wonderland Records. It is the book with the graphics of Three Billy Goats Gruff with the Katie's gonna have a heart attack. I put my finger on it. All right, holding it properly now. You didn't.
Yeah,
see that.
there you go, Patrick.
Yeah, don't look. You didn't see that. I did nothing wrong. So you've got the record just kind of sits inside the cover of this book, so it all goes together very nicely. So you get the Three Billy Goats Gruff. That one, all these had. I thought all these had years. I want to say they were all like 60s and 70s. This one is Roman numerals. This one's actually 57. This is actually a little bit older. So this one's 1957. This one is 1974. This is the frog prints. This one does not include the book. This one just includes. Okay, how am I supposed to get this stupid thing out of the sleeve?
I know it's hard. Just grab it by the little groove when you're,
I'll just dump it upside down, which I have a feeling is working.
There you go.
But so you've got the Scholastic record in there.
The leading groove you can grab it by.
So you've got the frog prints and then the little princess on the back. So you just have some cool graphics. And I don't even have a record player, so I can't tell you whether the records themselves are playable. There's no obvious damage to them, but I'm primarily selling these because of the art. If you are collecting the actual vinyl, good for you, and I wish you luck. Hopefully, but I'm pricing them as if you're just buying the art. And then this is just a 2-color Just Me by Marie Hulletts. It's got some cute graphics on the back. This one is dated 1965, and there was a date.
That would be great for Easter with the bunny.
Yep. And so you've got, and then this is one of the things that Katie told me that I learned. Not every record that is this size is a 45. And this one is not. This one is a 33 1/3. So I did not know that.
You never know with these small records.
Yeah. So this one has the small hole, so you don't get to use one of those cool little filler things that Katie offers. But you do get the cool artwork. So you've got Just Me with the little farm animals. You get the frog prints with the art. And then you do get the book with the record of the 3 Billy Goats Gruff. You get all 3 of these for, hold on, I think I just messed. Nope, there we go. All 3 of them for $10. So $10 for all 3 of the children's record sleeves with the art and hopefully playable records for you if you so choose. $10 for the set of 3 by giving me number 35. $10, number 35 for the set of records.
What a wonderful price there, Patrick, and a cool little lot with some great graphics on it.
Yeah, like I said, in most cases, I'm picking them up simply because I think they would look cool, decorating a kid's room, making a, like you said, an Easter or a springtime vignette. Or I know that Michelle Newton and Sean Skunky Junk are big into their tiered trays, although those might be a little large for Sean's trays. Sean has size issues. Sorry, Sean. You need a bigger tray, but he has a small space, so he's a very tight tray. But he puts a lot of stuff in there. And I just think some of that stuff looks cool. And I want to price it as if it's looking cool, just for decor. So. And
number 35 is going to Leanne C. Congratulations, Leanne.
Thank you so much, Leanne, for picking up the little lot of records. All right. Next item is we all love George, the Antique Nomad. And if you did not know, George from the Antique Nomad is an author. He has actually written a book. He literally has written the book on treasure craft. So anytime I come across treasure craft, I think of George, and this was no exception. This is the first and only time I've come across treasure craft still in its original packaging. So I don't know. I'm trying to remember where everyone is located. I think a handful of customers I know I shipped to Arizona. This is the Roadrunner and Cactus salt and pepper shakers in its original wrapping, all sealed all the way around with the treasure craft logo, ceramic giftware by Treasure Craft, hand done in USA. All of this ceramic giftware. So I have a handful of Treasure Craft that I've sold in the past. I have some more that'll be coming up later. This one I think is unique. Well, it's unique in the sense because it still is the packaging. So yeah, Peterson, I agree. It's one of those I've seen, and I found them online with the, you find the Roadrunner and the Cactus. I'm not going to say fairly often, but there's comps for that. None of them have the packaging. But I do like to sell. I do like to sell them here on the. I got it for a good price, so I do like to sell them here for good prices as well. So I'm actually selling this for less than the cheapest version that's on there without the packaging right now. So you get it for $18. So $18 for the, and you can. It's hard. I apologize because of the glare, but if you hold it, it would sit that way because obviously it says Arizona. So the Roadrunner kind of hovers on the top. And then the Cactus, maybe says Arizona. I don't see it on this, but he might be spun around. I can't remember when I saw the pictures. But hopefully you can see there's a cactus there wrapped in the little cellophane inside the packaging. So I apologize that it's not the easiest to show, but that's also sometimes when I choose not to put them on eBay, it's because it's hard to photograph stuff like that to show that what exactly you're getting. So Treasure Craft salt and pepper shakers in their original packaging. You get them for 18 bucks. So $18 for love of Arizona by giving me number 11. $18, number 11 for the salt and pepper shakers.
And Carrie would like to make a note to bill her and ship the mystery box to Newton's Cupboard. So that is a wonderful thing that you're doing there, Carrie. And I see lots of people for this last item, the salt and pepper shakers. And I see El Unico Thrifter Treasures. Edward, congratulations, Edward.
Thank you so much, Edward, for picking that up. I hope you enjoy it. I'll be curious if you plan on keeping it in the packaging and displaying it that way, or if you actually want the salt and pepper shakers themselves. Because, you know, it's sometimes when my daughter's boyfriend was over here, we had dinner and he was filling the dishwasher and he came across my 1950s or 60s beverage, the little snack trays. And he's like, oh, I'm assuming these don't go in the dishwasher. And my daughter, before I even could answer, my daughter was like, everything goes in the dishwasher. We don't wash anything around here. So, you know, I don't get too hung up on keeping things pristine. You got to enjoy them. So if it comes in the original packaging, but you want it, open the packaging, enjoy it. That's why it's here. Don't get too hung up on value. So I congratulations, Edward. Appreciate you picking those up. And I hope you enjoy them. What's your philosophy, Katie? If you get something in its original packaging, but it's something you particularly want, will you keep it in the packaging or would you open it to use it?
I'm a little bit of a purist when it comes to these things, but if the packaging is not super unique or doesn't have awesome graphics and it's something that I could actually use and give it new life again, I'll take it out of the package.
Well, and you hit it on the head too. Sometimes the packaging is what makes it cool. So I definitely have had things that I've kept in their packaging simply because it's the package that is what's cool about it. But, you know, for something like this, if I wanted the salt and pepper shakers, kind of hard to use them through the plastic wrap. So you never know. All right. So the next item I have is admittedly something I don't have very often. I did them when I first started doing sales, try to figure out what people liked, what they didn't like. And this is just one that once I came across her, I could not pass her up. I needed to make sure that she goes into a good home. She is what I felt looked a little bit like a Campbell's kid. But it kind of like a mix between a Hummel and a Precious Moment. It's got that bisque finish of a Precious Moment. So it's not the shiny finish. Some people like their shine. I'm actually a bisque guy. I like the dull. I like the matte finish. But she's on her little candlestick phone. It's an UNESCO piece, but it's under. Pardon me while I have to pull out my cheaters. I find I'm using them more often lately. Memories of yesterday, and it's eyes, I''SE. So let's just teach all the children of the world improper English. Eyes, so happy you called. It's dated 1991 from the UNESCO Corporation. Lori Atwell Limited, all rights reserved. So this is from 1991. It is an UNESCO, but it's part of the Memories of Yesteryear collection. She's a big girl. She's 9.5 inches tall. So much bigger than a typical little figurine. Hopefully I seem to be jumping. So is my connection okay, Katie?
Yes, you're great on my end.
Okay. Just all of a sudden it was jumping a little bit. So yes, Peterson, Campbell mutant. I'm totally cool with that. That might increase her value if she was a Campbell mutant. But I do think she's a cutie, just not something I'm keeping in my personal collection. But I do want to make sure she gets a good home. I got her a good price, so I'm trying to pass her off at a good price. She's $10. So $10, basically like $1 an inch. $10 for the mutant Campbell kid, $10, and you get her by giving me number 7. $10, number 7 for the eyes. Glad you called.
I love that little telephone with her. It just makes
that's the best part. I like the telephone. You don't really get into you're not in. You have a lot of collections, but you don't get into the. You don't really get into the porcelain figurines, do you, Katie?
No, not particularly, but I know they're popular and everyone else loves them. So my grandmother collected Hummels.
Yeah, I grew up with Precious Moments, with Hummels and Norman Rockwell. I grew up with all of them, so I tend not to have them anymore. I kind of tired of those. All right, next item doesn't look like any takers, so she's gonna go behind me there. Okay, next one is another mixed lot. This one is now going into cookbook territory. So they're older cookbooks. We've got 100 Delights, and this one is from the Dromedary Quality Food Products. Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't a dromedary a camel?
That's what I've heard.
You have, I guess now I look at it.
They've got the camel logo.
So dromedary golden dates, cocoa nut, and tapioca. But it is a recipe book. So you get this one, and I'll open them in a second. But you get that one. You then get the Cake Secrets by Eigelhart's, and then the Metropolitan Cookbook. So the Metropolitan Cookbook from Metropolitan Life Insurance. These are fairly plentiful. This one is, thought it had a copyright on it. I apologize. I don't see a date on this one. Probably the 40s, maybe even the 30s based on what she's wearing. But I think the 40s is when these were issued. So you've got the Metropolitan Life. The Cake Secrets by Eigelhart's is this beautiful swan art on the front and a little lone swan on the back. And inside, the cover is not in color, but inside there are art that is in color. So you get the Cake Secrets. This one is copyrighted in 1925, and you've got some great illustrations of some of the cakes that are available. So no Jell-O, Katie, but some great cakes if you ever want to, drift.
No Jell-O.
Drift into something, icings. So you've got some artwork that runs through that, and then back to the dromedary. That one inside, the pages are a little bit glossier, and there are some artwork. There is some artwork attached, so like how to use your dromedary dates. This one is copyrighted in 1922. So maybe the Metropolitan one, they all came from the same place. Maybe the Metropolitan one is older than I thought. What would you say based on what she's wearing? What would you say that was?
I mean, to me, that screams 30s.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now too, is maybe the 30s.
You know, the way she's got her hair done and also what they're cooking, seems very 30s to me.
Yeah, I wanted to say, I apologize. I should have looked. I thought all of them had dates on them, because otherwise I usually would look them up. And this one I can't find, so I do apologize. Beverages are coffee, breakfast coffee, iced coffee, tea, cocoa syrup.
Now, iced coffee, that's an interesting concept, I would think, for the 30s.
I just listened to the most bizarre thing. I listened to a podcast that is called The Bowery Boys, is the name of the podcast. And what they do is historical stories of New York City. And I just listened to a podcast today, literally about the business of ice harvesting and selling it in the city, in New York City. So there was a whole industry of that started in the 1860s and continued. So by the 20s or 30s, maybe when this was, they were starting to get more automated, so they weren't harvesting it. But you can listen to an entire hour-long podcast about ice on PowerPoint. It is a set of 3 of the cookbooks, and set of 3 is available for $10. So $10 for all 3. $10 by giving me number 32. $10, 32 for the set of 3 cookbooks.
Those just have some incredible graphics, and it would be fun to actually make some of those recipes.
I agree. I think it would be fun to try some of the recipes, and they are American cookbooks. So some of the recipes are written like a tablespoon of sugar, yeast cake, a tablespoon of lard, or other fat, 2 tablespoons of salt. So it's like, it is something you could replicate, as opposed to like some of the European ones or the really old ones where it's like you need to know science. Oh, this one actually, this is the center. There's a centerfold. So that's the dromedary one. So yeah, you get a cool centerfold.
That is awesome. And Chad Retro Days is picking that up. So Chad, you got to share what you do with these.
Absolutely. Definitely. And Chad actually resells himself. I'm always curious sometimes when he picks up lots, if he's buying something for himself and the rest will get resold, or if all 3 of these are staying in his own collection. So either way, glad you picked them up, and I hope you enjoy them, Chad. All right. I had this on my Instagram as well, because when Katie and I are on a mission, thumbs up for trunk down elephants. And
Yay!
we have a little wooden elephant that is flat. He's got a little dimension, but he's basically front and back of a trunk down elephant. I did a video, shop with me video at the Brass Armadillo in Iowa, and I actually showed him. And so I picked him up and I'm making him available here. He's not marked in any way, and I really don't know the age of him, but looking at him, I mean, I'd say he's vintage. I just don't know how old he is. What would you say, Katie?
He probably looks like 80s or 90s to me.
Yeah. And he's in excellent condition.
Darling.
So he's totally cute, and he's only $5. So $5 for a little trunk down elephant. Give the trunk down elephants a home because they are not as loved as their Viagra brethren. So $5 by giving me number one. $5, number one, for the little pink elephant.
And last night I just won a trunk down elephant brooch, and I had been looking for the perfect trunk down elephant to wear for Patrick's sales. I have one. It will be coming to me. And let's see. Lemmy Lemon is picking up number one. Congratulations, Lemmy.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Darlene. I'm glad you are giving a trunk down elephant a home.
And Chad said he's buying those cookbooks for his mom because she collects them.
Oh, fantastic. That's even more exciting. Thanks. I hope she enjoys them. All right. So the next item, I try and cover as many ranges of decor as I will come across that I think people like. This sometimes is one of those eras that really comes too close to home because I grew up with it. But this little boho look of these brass butterflies, this is a style I had never seen before. So they are designed to be hung, let's see, like that, because the hole is where my fingers are holding it. That's where the hole is. So it would be at a little bit of an angle. And then this one, I guess, is kind of the mirror image of it, although you can see the butterflies are in a slightly different shape. They're not marked in any way that I could find. They might have had stickers or something. But what I like about them is if you look, you can see the way they treated the brass. They did it a little bit differently to give it more dimensionality, because the middle of the flowers and the body of the butterflies have a little bit of a slightly different sheen than the rest of their bodies. So like when you hang them up, it gives it a little bit more depth. And I do think they're cute. Like if this ends up being, if you're that boho aesthetic, or you're decorating with brass, or you're just decorating for the spring, you've got the butterfly and the floral as a pair of wall ornaments. And you can get both of them as their pair. Get it for $12. $12 for the pair of butterfly wall hangers by giving me number 17. $12, number 17 for the butterflies.
And just a quick note that Welton cake topper with the space capsules and 2 astronauts has only 3 minutes left, folks, and it's at $49. So definitely go check that out on eBay. And I don't see anyone yet for the butterflies, but they are very cool, Patrick.
Yeah, something different. Some people like that aesthetic, and obviously some people don't. So that's no big deal. We'll just set those to the side and see if anybody wants them later. So here is something that people were responding to. This was also on my Instagram. And some people were trying to help me identify them. And unfortunately, we never did figure out where these came from. But it is a pair of mid-century modern tumblers with gold and white decor. I tracked down, thinking they were Culver. Someone else suggested Libby. We never could find who made them.
I couldn't find them in my Tumblr book. I looked for you, Patrick.
And somebody even saw, but then they removed their comment. Somebody thought they were modern. I don't know why they removed their comment. I can't tell you. I don't know. They're very thin at the top, but they are a little bit heavier at the bottom, and they do have kind of an indented bottom. I don't know if that makes them older or newer. I'm not particularly knowledgeable on glassware. I didn't specifically look George Briard. It definitely is his, like that gold with the white, definitely his thing, but he almost always signs his stuff, and these are not signed at all. So I don't know who these are. I just think they're cool, so I price them for their coolness. And I feel as a pair of unknown glasses, possibly mid-century modern, you get the pair of them for $12. So $12 for the pair of the angel and I think they look like shiny bright ornaments. $12 for the pair by giving me number 3. $12, number 3 for the glasses.
And those are gorgeous. I really think they do have some age to them.
Yeah.
Probably 50s. They just don't seem modern the way that is done.
Right. I agree.
And I see Jamie, Mid-Century Wasted, is picking up those fabulous.
All right. So she's giving it her blessing. They are definitely mid-century modern if Jamie's going to take them in. So thank you so much, Jamie, for picking those up. All right. Okay. Next item. This is another one that I'd shown on my Instagram because this was the first item I came across to sell from my old props. It actually is from the same show as the Silent Butler. It is the coffee cup I needed to drink out of. And if you watch my Instagram channel, the day I posted this, sheerly by accident, although no one believes me, I was wearing the shirt that matches it.
The dragon shirt.
I posted the picture on my Instagram that did show that I was I genuinely liked the look of the of that shirt because there it is. That went onto my Instagram. That was the dragon shirt that I often will wear. And there's the mug. They are the exact same colors. So I knew I liked it. But I literally picked this up. When I started theater, I wasn't a reseller at the time. So I literally picked this up because I just thought it was a cool looking mug. And it is a cool looking mug. It has 3 pieces. It's got the cover. It does have the tea strainer. And then the mug itself. There is a chop mark on the bottom, but it's probably modern. So I don't think there's a huge amount of age to this. There's a little bit of texture where the dragon is. The scales actually have a little bit of texture, but all the blue waves are smooth. And so is the little, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. The sun, I guess.
Koi fish, maybe?
The dragon's kind of looking up at it. Maybe it's a koi fish, but it's very stylized. And I guess it is water in the background. So anyway, it's just a very cool mug. It is 3 pieces. And again, a piece of my history, but not something I'm keeping for permanent collection. I can always pick up another mug if I'm doing a show and I need a mug. So $7 for the mug. All right. Peterson is Googling about what the thing sells. So I got to figure out what's going on. So $7 for the dragon mug by giving me number 8. $7, number 8 for the dragon mug. So what are we doing here?
Yes, the space capsule sold.
Wow.
$79.50.
I will admit there's somebody that commented on one of my videos. I think it was the Santa planter that I had done, that they're like, oh, you seem surprised that it went so high. And it's not so much that I'm surprised by what it ends up going for, because in some cases I kind of know, or I suspect it's this idea of these snipers that come in at the very end that try and come in, and then it just, like, because it's all digital, it just jacks the price up. I mean, we just looked and it was 49, and in a few minutes it sailed to 80. So those are the things that surprise me. It's just like there are people that are trying to get in there and they're trying to take it, but they're taking, other people did the right thing. They're like, well, but I'm willing to pay $79, or somebody was willing to pay $79.59. So somebody knows how to fight the snipers by getting in those weird. And that is a tip. If you're ever trying to grab something from eBay and you're doing it from the traditional thing, don't say that your highest price is $10. Say that your highest price is $10.11 or $10.10, because a lot of people will say their highest price is 10, so that if you get triggered and they're trying to figure out who the highest one is, that extra 10 cents or 11 cents could actually make a difference, and you could be just like this. Someone's really mad right now because they wanted it and they didn't put in that extra 9 cents to be able to grab the.
And Jamie said she got sniped so bad she wished she could say she won, but she didn't. So somebody else won this fabulous piece.
All right, well, let me see if it's somebody in the chat.
That's a great tip, Patrick. I always try to wait until the very last, 5 seconds on eBay, and then put in my max amount and see if I can get it.
Yeah, so because one of the things, and I'm not an expert. I buy more on eBay than I sell, which is probably a problem. But it's one of those that, to a certain extent, there are some people that say, oh, no, you should never bid until the very end. I'm not necessarily in that camp. I mean, I don't necessarily bid the minute it comes out, but it doesn't really matter. To a certain extent, I want to make sure that my bid goes in. And what will happen is I will sometimes say, okay, you know what? I like it, but with only a day or two into it, there's still 5 days left of the auction. I'll be like, I don't know. I think I'm willing to pay like $20. So I would put in maybe 2025 or 2026 or something like that, just to try and do it. If then all of a sudden the next day or the day before the auction ends, I suddenly get the alert saying that I lost it, that I was outbid. Sometimes there is a little bit of that auction, like, what do you mean I lost it, you little shit? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, what do you mean I lost it? Like, I'm getting this. And sometimes you just end up like going after, which is a very bad idea. But sometimes I say the 20, but that may not be based on anything other than like about $20. And so then I'll go in, I'll do some more research. So I will drop out. I just lost, what did I just lose? I lost a lot of vintage Victorian trade cards because I'm like, okay, there's a lot, and I guess a set of them. And I'm like, okay, well, this is about what I want to pay per. And it ended up going, I did my little trick and they literally beat me out by 10 cents. And I knew it. I got the notification like hours before the sale. I'm like, okay, I could go in and I could bump it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I said that was all I'm going to do. So there's two schools of thought. I've got, this person has bought from me before, but I can't remember if it's somebody from the chat. It's I love something. So the name starts with I love and they love something. So if I love is in the chat, make sure you shout out, and I will make sure that if you buy anything else tonight and then combine for shipping, although that won't really cost much to ship. But now what has gone live, I want to make sure I show you, because this was difficult to photograph, and it is what it is. I showed this I did a show and tell with Katie a couple weeks ago, and it was like, typically Katie is interviewing people that have their own collections. This was a collection that I had acquired specifically to resell, and they were cake toppers. And so what this is it's kind of like a little specific like snapshot in time. So you've got a stork that does have a baby that hangs from it. It hangs very precariously. I think you have to like put icing or something to make sure it stays in place. But you have the little stork with the little hanging baby. But you also have this corsage. And the corsage has sugar cubes. It has a little baby, silver baby booty. It has a little birth certificate. It has a rattle. It has somewhere there's a baby. Where'd it go? Oh, and it's got a little baby bottle and a little thing of formula. So it's got this little corsage as well as a little pacifier that I think was once on the corsage and it fell off, and a little tiny freaky baby. But what makes this whole lot amazing is this. And it's this little note that was in the bag that says, my corsage from my baby shower, June 1958. So this was saved by someone who is now old. 1958 was a baby shower. The corsage would have probably been in slightly better shape at the time she wore it. But it's just this great little snapshot in time. And then she kept the cake topper from her cake. And I think the fact that you've got the era from this is fantastic. Now, this one is not a Wilton cake topper, as most of them are. This one does not say the name, but it says North Hollywood, California on the side, and Wilton did not produce in North Hollywood. So this does not happen to be a Wilton one. I just could never figure out who did actually make this. Great vintage condition. The only downside, and you can tell kind of from the tag, those sugar cubes, where this was all stored in a Ziploc, and I think at some point it got humidity in it. And so some of the sugar melted. And so some of the stuff in here is sticky. So it doesn't matter for display purposes, but when you start handling it, you kind of get there's a little film. So that is up for auction right now. And that will end a week from now during my live sale next week. And then we will find something else that goes up.
And Sam makes a great point. He says that reminds him of the baby you put in a king cake.
And I was thinking it was like, is it something from actually from a nativity? It's like the little tiny, tiny baby. But yeah, king cake makes more sense because this was all cake stuff. So maybe but a king cake that's Mardi Gras, right?
Yes, it's related with Fat Tuesday.
Okay. What do you put in it?
You put a plastic baby in it, And then it's a game, whoever gets the plastic baby. I don't remember now what you get, but you get something if you win the plastic baby.
Okay. And you don't choke on it because you accidentally ate it.
Well, there was a hazard going around for a while with that. And here, our grocery stores will not put they sell king cake, but they won't put the baby in it because
okay.
it's a hazard. But New Orleans, of course, you can get king cake everywhere.
Very good. All right. So that is up for auction now. And either Katie or Nate will probably drop the link, but you can just, any of my videos, there's a link to my eBay store or through my Linktree link. So I've got several like grouping things. So I've got another lot of books. These were interesting to me. They're children's books because they're all printed by Xerox. And I did not know that Xerox published their own books. So these are all from Xerox Education Publications. So we've got George to the Rescue, which I was actually actively looking for Halloween ephemera because I'm trying to talk Katie into doing a ephemera bowl challenge.
That would be awesome.
And I think you should do an ephemera bowl challenge for Halloween. And I don't have anything to go in it. So I should have kept this. But anyway, I'm going to include it because I don't want to split up this set. So this is George to the Rescue. And the drawings are line drawings, just two color or one color line drawings throughout. The books are in fantastic condition considering this one is 1956. Then we've got The Fox Went Out on a Chilly Night. That one is color. So that is color drawings. That one was 1961. And Georgie and the Magician. So I got another Halloween one. I had 2 chances for Halloween ephemera, and I'm giving them away. So Georgie and the Magician. So Georgie evidently was a ghost of the 50s because I've never heard of him. I don't know if any of you have ever heard.
No, he's new to me.
1966. So Georgie and the Magician, as well as Georgie to the Rescue by Robert Bright. So I guess that was a thing. I don't recognize them, but that's okay. So they are soft cover. Interestingly, one of them is actually a first edition, but first edition soft covers really don't mean anything. But that one happens to be a first edition, and they are available as a set for $8. So $8 for all 3, $8 by giving me number 15. $8.15 for the 3 books, including the 2 Georgie Ghost books.
And you don't see a lot of vintage Halloween, so this is a great lot, folks.
Yeah, I'm really kind of, if nobody buys it, I'm taking it back. Oh, but somebody bought it.
Sally Koska is getting number 15.
And you are welcome to it. I can find other
yes,
stuff.
So stay tuned for an ephemera bowl challenge.
And I don't think you've bought from me before, Sally, so appreciate it. Just make sure you drop me a note so I know where I'm shipping. And they're pretty lightweight, so they'll probably still go first class. But if we have to, we can change it to medium mail depending on how far I'm shipping. So thank you for picking those up. All right, time for another maxi pad. So we've got another mystery box coming up. So for this one, you'll get a mystery maxi pad, but you'll also get a custom box. I didn't mention it before. In general, I will make them based on how far I'm shipping it. If you're local, you'll tend to get pieces of China. If you're farther away, you'll get a little bit more ephemera, so that the shipping will never be more than like $9 or $10 is kind of my goal. And you'll still get $25 to $30 worth of stuff. It'll just be lightweight stuff, as opposed to if you're local, I was able to ship within Illinois 9 pounds for that amount. So this one again is $15, and this time you're still going to guess, and you're going to guess a number between 20 and 30. Between 20 and 30, 20 and 30. And whoever is the first person we see that number, you will claim the mystery box either for yourself or for a friend.
Okay, let's see.
All right, Sean's got his speedy fingers standing by. He was getting ready.
I see lots of numbers.
Okay, I'm going to say, Sean, you did guess the number. I just don't know if you're first. I don't think you're first.
I don't think Sean's first, but let me see. I'm waiting for Nate to confirm. Okay, I'm looking for Nate's comment. We got to make it all the way to New Zealand, folks, with your internet. So
Oh, I didn't mean to type on that number because that's not the number.
still waiting for Nate, and I'm sorry, Sean. I don't think you're the
No, I see 3 people ahead of you, at least 3 people ahead of you,
And yes, the mystery box goes to Laura, and congratulations, Laura, right out of the gate too.
Absolutely, she got number 22 right out of the gate, and she's in Illinois, which means she's getting some China patterns. No, I will make sure you get a very fun and interesting box, but I can ship a little bit more within Illinois because it's not going as far. So $15, number 22 goes to Laura.
And yes, the first 3 people all had the correct number.
Yeah, crazy.
Guys.
All right. Next one. This is, again, an ode to Katie. So this is an item that, through a combination of activities, I ended up with an extra Panama tin. So I currently have one of these that came to me as a gift from Katie that is currently sitting in my travel collection with all of my globes because it is a typewriter ribbon tin. Katie did the very first deep dive I ever did, which was on typewriter ribbon tins. And I love the idea of the cross collectability of the travel ones. And so this was the Panama, showing the country of Panama and the old fashioned biplane flying over it. And she gifted me one of these because she knew it would add great to my collection. And I ended up having another one. So this one I get to sell. So this one is a Manifold Supplies company in Brooklyn. And this one is actually the bronze color. So I don't know, age-wise, where did these fall into the scheme of things, Katie?
These are probably from the 1950s, I would imagine, based on its age. And of course, those are probably also manufactured, the tin themselves, by Decorated Metal, which made a lot of the typewriter ribbon tins.
Excellent. So I am selling this one alone, and I've had a total of 3 of these. So Sam is saying that, hey, that looks familiar. I don't remember if you got one of these, but I ended up with a total of 3. So this is now the last superfluous Panama tin that I had in my collection. But I still have the one that Katie gifted me, and that will stay in my collection permanently. But this one, it can go to a new home for $9. So $9 for the Panama typewriter ribbon tin by giving me number 13. $9, number 13 for the typewriter ribbon tin.
And that is a very cool tin. I have one of those in my collection, and I just think they're great. Definitely after 1895, before that, ribbon tin was standardized to
and I think Katie already has one. So there's people asking if you want if you watch some of her videos, she already has
guys. I appreciate it, but I do already have that one in my
Katie
collection.
Always gets first dibs at all of my for as much as that annoys many people, Katie does get first dibs on all the tins that I find. So when they're available for sale, she's already blessed it and let it go. Let it move on.
Into the sale.
Yep.
And Sandra K is getting that wonderful pickup. Sandra, you're gonna love the graphics on that.
And she's also helping me typically price them as well to make sure that I know, what the market is going for so they can be competitive. All right. Another Katie find or something that made me think of Katie, because Katie loves her copper and so do I, but this is not staying in my personal collection. It is a copper, I believe it's an ashtray because those 2 little ridges in the middle, I think, are specifically for cigarettes, but you can easily ignore those and just turn this into a little pin dish, a little coin tray. It is not marked, but there is some fantastic patina to this because it is all legit. Probably, what would you say, Katie? I'd say probably from the 40s.
Yeah, I would say 30s or 40s.
Yeah, so you've got some great natural patina on this. It's in fantastic condition. There's no dents. The only thing is, if you look really closely, it is embossed with initials, but you can barely see it. They're very lightly done. So CM something, but if you start putting stuff in it, you wouldn't be able to tell. So it is just a beautiful, and yes, Vinny, it's a bow tie. So, but it's a flat bow tie, so you can use it as a dish because.
Yes, Nate must polish it.
Solid. Yes, Nate wants to polish it. Don't do that because I think it looks far cooler like this. But it could look pretty cool, pretty cool polish too. But we are talking about a solid copper piece that's 70, 80, 90 years old, and it is $12. So $12 for the little copper bow tie. $12 by giving me number 28. $12.28 for the copper bow tie.
That is really awesome, Patrick. I love that piece. Love the shape of the bow tie too.
Yeah, I had a copper matchbox a couple weeks ago, and it was from the same family, same estate sale. So I separated them because, I spread the wealth.
And that was a little popular fella, and I see Sandra K picking that up. Congratulations, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra, for picking that up. All right. Next is, as I said, I was cleaning things out, and what I was cleaning out was a box with a lot of old props. I actually did a video on this one that I was showcasing some of the props. Yeah, I guess the way the box was filled must have been the way I put them based on the show that I was in, because this is also from the same show that had the mug and had the silent butler. This is the portable bar. So we've got this little vinyl case, very 70s, that has, I had to fill this myself. So you've got the flasks. I will take out the liquid. It's got water and tea in it from when I used it in the show. You've got a large mixing glass in the middle, and then on the, yes, you still have 2 shot glasses. Oops. Let me see if I can hold this the other way around before I break something. On the flap, you've got 2 shot glasses as well as the mixing spoon and the church key. So you just have a very cool set. Now, be aware, it's going to have some weight. This is probably, granted, right now it has the liquid in it, but it's probably still going to be, it'll definitely be over 1 pound, possibly over 2 once I include the box and the wrapping for the glass, because all of the pieces inside are glass. It's just a cool piece that, again, if you did a bar vignette or some sort, if you have a bar, just having this sitting on the backdrop, it just speaks of a very specific era, and it's just cool. I just think it's cool. But I don't need it anymore, freeing up some space and sending it on. I probably spent more than $20 to fill it, but I was using it specifically for a show, but I'm passing it on here for $20. So $20 for the portable bar with all of its contents, $20 by giving me number 66. $20, number 66 for the portable bar.
And that is absolutely amazing. I love that piece.
It was one of my favorite. It was one of the favorite props at the show. Like, everybody who's not even into vintage is like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!" Because it was. It's like you don't see them filled like that anymore. So.
And I see Sandra K picking up number 60.
Oh, Sandra K's living someplace with some really fast internet.
Yeah, she's got fast internet, folks. You might want to find out what internet she has.
All right. Next piece is, I can't believe we've gone this far into the sale and I haven't had coasters. So we've got coasters. And in this particular case, we've got quotesters. 1 dozen quotable coasters. So they come in this little aluminum tin, and the tin has been opened. It's no longer sealed, but the coasters appear to be in pristine condition. They do not appear to be used. And what I like about them is there are 12 unique coasters. So if all be true that I do think, there are 5 reasons we should drink: good wine, a friend, or being dry, or lest we should be by and by, or any other reason why. Henry Aldrich. This is one of the disadvantages of wines. It makes a man mistake words for thought. Samuel Johnson. There's some are for, oh, love divine. There's some are for, oh, brandy. Robert Burns. Some of these are long. Work is the curse of the drinking classes. Got to have some Oscar Wilde in there. So these are all, they're little paperboard coasters, kind of like the bar type coasters, a little bit thicker than that, a little bit thicker than my Trusty Huckster coasters, if people have gotten those before. But they are just that paperboard. And what's nice about them is you can kind of see there's a different color trim around them. So this one has like burgundy dots. This one has little green dots. They're just a cool set of coasters. So it comes in a little tin. They are quotesters. There's a website on it because these aren't particularly old. It's literarypress.com. Wise and witty observations on the virtues and vagaries of alcohol consumption. So You've got a little case of Quotesters in a little tiny tin, and it's $4. So $4 for the Quotesters for a set of 12 of the paperboard coasters, $4 by giving me number 10. $4, number 10 for the Quotesters.
And I saw someone actually laminating those paperboard coasters, and it does preserve a little longer, which I thought was a great idea.
Absolutely.
And I see Nettie with the little pug there. Congrats, Nettie.
Excellent. Enjoy, Nettie. All right. Next item is, again, a combo lot of Dollhouse furniture. So this is a fairly large lot. It is made, at least one of the pieces is made that says Turner Made Buckfield, Maine. So I don't know if Rebecca or some of my Mainers are in the house. I do not know anything about Buckfield, Maine. But I'm going to try and just show you pieces. First of all, it's an entire box of Dollhouse furniture, wood Dollhouse furniture. So you've got the dresser with the little drawers that actually open. All 3 drawers open. You have a little tiny crank wall clock. You have a dining room table with 4 chairs. And you've got a little baby cradle, little rocker cradle with a little bedding in it. And then the piece that's marked is this little, I don't know what this is. I guess it's a table. I don't know, a stool. I'm not sure why it has that little handle on it. I think I've seen these before, like in colonial homes, but I don't know what it's for. Do you know what that is?
I think those are milking stools, or maybe a stool if you're doing butter churn work.
Okay. Okay, that's what Diana's saying. It's a milking stool. So I knew it was something specific, but I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure what that little handle was for. So that's the one that actually is marked. It's got the Buckfield, Maine. I had to look it up. It's Turner Made Buckfield, Maine. So that one is actually marked, but some of the wood and some of the way they're made is similar with the other pieces. Then there is also a very large bed. Unfortunately, the bed is damaged. So I will ship it, but the one side of the bed did come off. The bed itself, that's the only damage. It got a little flower sticker on it. If you don't, actually both of those have come off the one edge. If you don't want the bed, I cannot send you the bed, but it weighs almost nothing. It's just going to change, may change the size of the box. So you've got this cool box with all of the wood furniture in it, all together for $25. So $25 for all of the Dollhouse furniture, $25 by giving me number 18. $25, number 18 for all of the wooden Dollhouse furniture.
And you don't see a lot of that Dollhouse furniture anymore, and I think that is
not in wood. I see plastic all the time, but I don't see wood very often.
And I see that Jamie was saying that is a milking stool. She said she has her grandmother's from when she was a kid and milked her pet goat.
Oh, you're kidding. That's awesome.
Interesting story there, Jamie.
All right, so it looks like we had no takers on that, but that's okay. All right, next item is something a little bit different, and I was struggling to find examples of it to know how old these are. Part of me thinks they're old, and part of me thinks they maybe are like 60s. So we're going to let you guys decide. This is going to be a case where I have 2 of these. They are identical, so I'm going to sell them separately. I don't believe they may have been hung as a pair, but typically pairs have something different about them. These just happen to be identical. So I think these would be hung individually. So it is you can see that there's let's see, which one is it? Convex? No, concave. There's a curved glass piece. There's a convex piece of glass across the front, which has created the shadow box technique, which put like little woodland, like pieces of tree or weeds in there, and then feathers to create this 2-dimensional bird sitting on one of the leaves. The backdrop appears to be painted because it looks like those are brush strokes. So I don't know what this was, what this was put on. I got a sealed back with a little hanger here. And the hanger is just like really a glorified reinforced piece of paper. So it's like, that's why I think this could be getting pretty old. Like maybe 30s is kind of what I want to say, but I don't know. What do you think, Katie?
I mean, I'm really torn with that piece. I think because of the texture of the paint, it honestly does make it older. And you've got that cream and green colors, from the 30s and 40s. So very possible that it's got some true age to it.
And I'm assuming that the rim is pressed as opposed to, I don't think that's hand carved, but there's nothing on the back. I mean, I do think that these were mass produced. These are too similar to been like somebody's home craft projects. I do believe these were manufactured. I just couldn't find any examples of them. So, I mean, I've seen the concept, and when I've seen them, they're like Victorian. They're even older and not in this good of condition. So I don't think they're Victorian, but maybe they're, and like the green also made me think, like, are we moving into the 20s? I don't know. So the fact of the matter is I got them at a good price. I am going to sell them individually. So the first 2 people that want them will be able to each claim one, and you can get one by giving me $10. And yes, Sean, that's exactly what they are. It's status. Very good. That's what those flowers are. So they're just dried status behind the glass. So I don't know if that helps age it at all, but you can have it for $10. So the first 2 people that put in the number, you can each get one of the bird wall plaques. So $10 for one of the wall plaques for one of them. First 2 people that give me the number 14 will each get one of the wall plaques.
Those are just so cool, Patrick. I think they'd be a really unique element to a gallery wall.
Absolutely.
And I see Sandra K and Calypso Cat. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you so much for picking those up. I hope you enjoy them. I will package them well so that they don't get jostled, because I don't want anything in there to separate. All right, next item caused quite a bit of comment, and I decided to not change my original plan. There was a request for me to do this as an auction or even put it up on my eBay store. And the reason I'm not going to do that is I have this catalog. It is a German department store catalog for the fall and winter season of 1966 and 1967. The spine has pretty much given up the ghost. So the problem with this is, as I was opening it to take pictures, it continued to fall apart. So part of the problem with the spine is my fault, but I don't know how else I would have addressed it. I posted some of the images on my Instagram channel. I'll just kind of like pop some of them in here. So we were dealing with, mid 60s. So, kind of the end of the mid-century modern era. But this was a German catalog. It's all written in German. So it's from Germany. You could buy your food. So you suddenly have graphic representation and artwork of food, as well as interior design. So you can buy all the things you want for your living room in there. You had stuff for your garage cleaning. You got the old sweepers. It's like a German Sears catalog from the 60s. And some of it, it's everything. I mean, it's like I said, it's food. I'm just like randomly opening pages. So there's things, but as you can see, as I'm opening the pages, it's completely falling apart. So it's at this point, unfortunately, it's probably a better example for someone to do junk journaling with. There are women's and men's fashion. I will show, again, trying to hold this so it doesn't fall apart. Women's fashion, men's fashion. And again, these are women's and men's fashion in Germany. There was a boy wearing lederhosen. So, but I couldn't find a dirndl, and I couldn't find any of the adults wearing lederhosen. So it kind of lost, I guess it lost its appeal as kids got older. But there's a children's section. So it's just some great art. It's just falling apart. There are examples of this currently listed on eBay for literally $200. There's one listed for $200 now with this cover. So there's different age, but those are in better condition. They don't typically sell for that when you look at, sold comps. the fact of the matter is it's falling apart. I got it at a really good price. And so I'm just selling it for $10. So people are probably screaming at their television right now, but I'm selling it for $10. It is falling apart. So to me, it's cool for junk journaling, and I don't want to sell it for much more than what something I'd sell for junk journaling would be. So, the store is Quell. And so Dawn, I just happened to open to the Lederhosen. So you got the boy with the little knee breeches there. Dawn is asking if it was mail order or if it was a store. I want to say it was a store like a Sears that you could get. And, there were inserts. I guess maybe this was a correction. It's all in German, so I wouldn't know. Clearly no websites or anything. So, but I want to say when I was researching it, I want to say it's as an existing, like a department store you could go to. And this just happened to be the catalog version of it. So the $10 for the fall and winter 1966-67 Quell book. There are multiple people who wanted this. So Tiger is saying there were stores. So I don't know if people have been buttering up their friends trying to get them to help bid for this or claim this, but it is $10. And the first person that gives me number 63 will be able to get the catalog.
And he also says that they possibly did mail orders, he thinks.
Okay. Which I think like Sears did that too. So, I would say that's probably why you'd have a catalog feel that didn't live nearby or something like that.
This was a popular item, as I knew it would.
Well, I priced it in a way that I figured it was going to be popular, and I knew that with the popularity and the comments I was getting, I probably could have asked for more. I don't work that way. I feel it's worth $10, so that's what I'm selling it for.
That is just very cool. And number 63 goes to Tammy Renee Walker. Congratulations, Tammy. Amazing pickup.
Thank you, Tammy. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you end up doing, if you try and salvage it and keep it together, or if it does turn into junk journaling, because there would be some fantastic graphics in there that would look great. Next piece, I mentioned earlier I had some sewing stuff, and so I had put all of the sewing books.
She wants to send it to Tiger. That's very sweet, Tammy. Tiger will love that. He's German.
All right, going to Tiger. Just if you can message or let me know, are you paying it as a gift for Tiger, or is Tiger going to pay it? You were just claiming it on his behalf. So I don't care either way. I just need to know. So congrats, Tiger, because I know Tiger was one of the people that wanted it. So I'm glad you were able to find someone to help you get it. So that's good. So I mentioned earlier that I had some sewing lots. So I did the books into one lot, and I have this one as a separate one. This one is a patented, I can't read what it says, but it's a box. But it's one of the coolest boxes I've ever seen. The box opens at the top and then unfurls into its quadrants. So you end up having all of these sewing implements or sewing attachments in this box. So they have a lot of them. I couldn't figure out how to attach them. So I think there's more attachments in here than typically the box was made for. But you've got, this is just one of the coolest things ever. You have this tiny little oiling can, for your sewing machine. I considered taking this out and selling it separately, but I'm just going to keep it all together. So Tiger is happily paying. So, okay. So Tammy, thank you so much for your largesse. And Tiger will just basically is going to be taking it as a regular purchase. So it was like Tiger purchasing by proxy. So you've got the little oiling piece. You've got some of the actual sewing attachments. You've got an old wood-handled flathead screwdriver. You've got a metal-handled screwdriver, flathead. I mean, I owned a quilt shop for 10 years, and I don't even know what the hell that is. So, like, some of these attachments, I'm not clear what they're for.
I believe that piece that you just showed, Patrick, is just part of the sewing machine that might have gone on the side, because I just looked at mine and I see one on it.
I mean, it looks like it's a foot of some sort, but it would be attached to something else to keep something flat, I'm assuming. There's this much larger one that looks like it should be part of a lathe. This one I can't figure out how to get out, but this one I think is a measurement piece. I think it's like a gauge for it. So you just get all of this stuff. The stuff, other than the oil thing, may have no interest or significance to anybody. It's just one of the coolest boxes I've ever seen. So I considered even separating all the stuff inside and just selling the box, because the box just even have the way the hinges are done. Like they're
that's amazing.
Like I don't even know the logic or the engineering that would have gone into making this box so that all of those pieces, look at how the grains all cross into each other. Like somebody put thought into how, look at are those finger joints or dovetail joints?
Those are finger joints. Dovetail joints are a little bit wider.
Flared. So we got all these finger joints on here. I mean, this is an exceptionally well-made box. And then on top of it, you've got all this cool stuff inside that would look great in a junk jar or, whatever kind of collection you have. Or if you're a reseller, you can probably go through and knock out all those things individually and go to town. So Proud American said he just bought one. Hey, Delbert, I didn't see you come in. So anyway, so you've got the box with all of its stuff inside. And I was trying to read the engraving on the top. So it says patented 1883, February 19th, 1883. So that was just when it was patented. So it's probably made later than that. But, you're talking turn of the century box. It's just cool. So, and it is cool to the tune of, I got it at a really good price. So it's cool to the tune of $20. So $20 for the box and everything in it. $20 by giving me number 53. $20.53 for the sewing box.
That is really cool, Patrick. I just love the craftsmanship and detail that goes into some of those old wood pieces. They're absolutely amazing. You don't get that these days. And I see Sandra K with the fastener is picking that up. Boy, oh boy, that was a popular item as well.
Absolutely. And hi, Laura, you're another new name that I didn't recognize. Sorry you weren't able to sneak in on that one, but welcome to the channel. Yes, and thank you, El Unico, Edward. I did try and give a good deal. If I can get something a good deal, I'll try and pass it off as a good deal as well. I want to make money, but I want to sell stuff more and I want to have fun. And hopefully everyone's having fun. All right, next one is another multiple. So I had the two bird plaques was one of my multiples. This is the only other multiple I have. So this is more for Nate's information, because you're going to track. This time I have 4 of these available. And what these are the 1963 Life magazine commemorative editions of the memorial editions of John F. Kennedy's assassination. So I have 4 of these. They have the full color artwork as on front and the back, and primarily black and white artwork in the middle, because these are from the 60s. You have some that have some color in there. I mean, this is still the large format Life magazines. So you do still have some color in there, but it is the memorial issue of the Kennedy assassination. So not the, most uplifting of topics, but one of the most important topics or important events from the 60s. So they are all in fantastic condition. The covers are not split. Right, those are 2 of them. These are the other 2, just to show they are all in absolutely perfect condition. They're not split. They're not damaged. There's no rips. There's a little bit of foxing on some of the pages, but nothing that really detracts from the overall. And I got them again. I got them at a good price, so I'm making sure I'm passing them off at a good price. $6. So $6 for the Life magazine Kennedy Memorial Edition. And there are 4. So the first 4 people that are interested in the magazine is just give me the number 75. $6, number 75 for 1 issue of the Kennedy Memorial Edition.
Those are some great pieces of history there, Patrick.
Yep.
And the first person I see is Proud American, Delbert, with number 75. I also see Don Schonkweiler coming in the Just One More Dachshund Rescue.
Okay, that means 2 more are still available if anyone wants to pick one of those up.
And Sue was saying that other piece you had is a quilting line bar. She says that when you do straight line quilting, you lay a line of painter's tape. So your first line, and then with that attachment, you lay that bar in the ditch. And so your next line, so it keeps the ditch or the line straight.
Okay, stitch in the ditch. We had one of the 12-foot long arm machines. So the idea of quilting on a tiny little sewing machine baffled us, because you're sitting there rolling up a quilt, trying to like work it through a tiny little opening of a sewing machine. So ours literally was 12 feet long. And
we also have Al Unico Thrifter Treasures picking up another magazine. He's got
one issue of the magazine left. So I'll prop that up so we don't forget. So I will review what did not sell at the end of the sale for anyone who joined late. All right, next one. I just thought this was a cutie. This is a Napco Japan planter. Haven't had a planter in a while, but this was, how could I pass this one up? You've got these little stylized kind of, in my opinion, they look mid-century modern, although I think this is newer than that. I want to say this is probably 60s or 70s, but it is still made in Japan. But you've got these little stylized flowers with these little sheep rotating around it. So you've got yellow, pink, and blue sheep, and then a big yellow line going across the body of it. It's a white, pretty white background, maybe a little bit of a creamy white, but it's white. And then you've got these little ridges that are also in the pottery itself. Great condition, no chips, no cracks. And looks like Sue Raspberry is taking the 4th.
Yes, congrats, Sue.
All right, so that takes that off the market. So thank you for picking those up. So it's just a cute little planter, whether you use it or, if you want to do it for utensil holder, if you have a lot of pens, you can use it for whatever you want. It's just a cute little planter that I wanted to make sure got a good home. And I'm giving it a good home if somebody was willing to pay $7. So $7 for the little sheep planter, $7 by giving me number 36. $7.36.
I love sheep, and I just think those are darling. I remember seeing all the sheeps in the Cotswolds in England and thinking that they are just so marvelous.
I'm trying to do better, Peterson. I'm trying to read the chat because everyone else can do it. If everyone else can do it, I should be able to do it too. But I do struggle, and that's why I have Katie in the house. And I apologize, Debbie, that you're not able to access anything, but I will not sit here and be accused of not being fair. So if you're not enjoying it, leave. Or I will block you. So the end. So moving on.
It's all fair. Just keep refreshing.
Yep. All right. So the next item, before I get really pissed, the next item, this is something I did show in a chat, a live haul, because I had picked up over time, I'd picked up a number of Abington pottery pieces. And Abington is actually an Illinois-based pottery, which is where I am. And Abington didn't survive for very long. It was pre-depression, but they were really doing more utilitarian pieces like sinks and toilets and tubs and things like that. When the depression hit, new construction pretty much disappeared. So they drifted into art pottery, and they did survive for a while, but they really didn't survive much past the depression. And so all of their molds end up getting sold to Hager. So a lot of times you will see the individual shapes. People will recognize, oh, that's Hager. Hager did end up buying the molds, and they were much more prolific. So a lot of times those shapes do show up, and they're Hager, and Hager modified the mold to put their name on them. But this one, when I bought it, what I was excited by was this one had like a felt protector on the bottom. So when I bought it, I wasn't 100% sure, but I was pretty sure this was Abington. So the first thing I did when I bought it and took it into the car, I ripped open the bottom, and it was Abington. So I was very excited that, you shouldn't have to flip things over. Sometimes eventually you start training your eye for things, but I screw up all the time. I pick something up like, oh, look, Walmart. So you never know. So this is it is an Abington piece. Abington doesn't have the popularity. Chad was talking about this, Chad Retro Days, that I think it's maybe a little bit more known in Illinois because it is an Illinois company, but even here, it's not particularly well collected because it was a small window and a lot of the pieces get confused to be Hager. Abington mostly marked their items, but I just sold an Abington goose that was not marked. So it's sometimes hard to know. So anyway, this is an earlier one. This is from the 30s when they were doing that floral decoration. I do only have the one, but it is a double candlestick. And it is just a beautiful standalone piece, with that gold accent and the pink flowers. It's in perfect condition, no chips, no cracks. As an Abington pottery candlestick, it's $8. So $8 for the Abington candlestick by giving me number 5. $8, number 5 for the Abington candlestick.
And I think Angela's interested in that butterfly wall hanging, and so I know that you will show that again.
Yes,
and
I will do that.
Popular. I see Leanne C for number 5. Congratulations.
Excellent. I'm so glad it really is one of those things that sometimes it's not a collection I'm trying to build, but I really love when I can sell something like that onto somebody else because I want it to be popular. I just can't popularize everything myself. So thank you so much, Leanne, for picking that up. Next item is not vintage probably at all, but I couldn't pass them up. I got them from the same place I got the cool Christmas tree skirt that we showed earlier. And these were just too cute that I just had to buy them. They're little glass flamingo ornaments. So you've got the little, I guess, the guy flamingo. I don't know how you tell male and female flamingos apart. A little bit darker color. And then you've got the super decked out, probably female flamingo with her little feathers on them. This one is blown glass completely. I thought she had a crack there, but so there's a little area where her frosting has, like where she was, there's a satin finish. There's a little area where the satin finish didn't take. It's not damaged, but it's, you can see there's a little bit of, it's not like they're not broken. It's just where the finish is not the same. So you've got this and a little rhinestone accents, and you've got this dude, which is a little bit more of a traditional blown glass, but he has metal in his legs. Because she has the damage where the satin is come off, I'm going to lower the price a little bit. So I have it for $8. We're going to say it's $6. So it's $6 for the pair of the flamingo Christmas ornaments. $6, not $8. $6 by giving me number 2. $6, number 2.
And I love flamingos because they're so Florida and fun. And Angela would like the butterflies.
Okay.
So that has sold now to Angela Marksberry. And I see Book Bewitched picking up those fabulous flamingos.
Excellent. So we'll change that to 6. So, all right. And then I'm trying to find I'm really annoyed at myself that I did not resort this. So there's butterflies. So that goes to Angela Marksberry. And she is definitely somebody you want to be following on Instagram under A Marksberry. She's the one, and pretty much, she's God's gift that she can keep track of all the schedules. So if you're always curious of where the live sales are going and who's doing what, she posts them on her Instagram channel, A Marksberry. Her channel for YouTube now is Dear Angela's, I've just lost it. What is it?
Dear Angela's Vintage.
Dear Angela's Vintage. So next item is...
Deb got the mystery box from you, and she's very pleased. She's thanking you for all the treasures.
Who got a mystery box? I'm sorry?
Deb did. She just came into the chat and said that she wanted to know that she loved your mystery box.
Excellent. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got it. Excellent. I'm always happy. I always get worried. Like, I think I put cool stuff in there, but ever since I did, it's public knowledge. I won't say whose it was. Well, no, I'll go, because if you're not following Auntie Christy, you should follow Auntie Christy. She does a lot of unboxing videos, and she did an unboxing video of one of my boxes, and somebody put in the chat, like, that's not worth $15. And I'm sitting there like, okay, there was actually one item in that box that was worth $15 by itself, but I didn't say that. So it's one of those, people just have different perspectives. So I always think people will enjoy the box, but I never know. So I'm glad when people tell me they do. This actually ends up being one of my favorite items from the sale, although it is one of the simplest. But I love I love European porcelain, European pottery. I love international stuff, and I don't carry mid-century modern very often. This to me has those lines of mid-century modern, but I can't tell you when it was actually made. I think it's a little later than that, maybe more 60s, possibly even getting into the 70s, because it is Swedish. It is Höganäs ceramic, Haganäs, and it looks like there's an umlaut over the O and an umlaut over the A, which I didn't even know you could do. Ceramic, Kermaik. It has the stamp on the bottom. Stoneware. It is fairly heavy, so just keep that in mind, because it's a solid slab. It was I don't know if this would make it, I don't know if it was been thrown, but it's heavy. There is a lot of clay in the base of this, and it's just a shallow bowl. So it's like a little flower garden, or maybe a bulb bowl where it just turned into a candy dish. It is a dark brown, really just a beautiful matte satin finish glaze, and just has an absolutely amazing profile on it. I absolutely love this piece. I was not familiar with the name, but I did look it up, and it sells fairly regularly, but they primarily sell dinnerware, stoneware dinnerware, which appears to be higher end just based on some of the prices I was seeing. So unfortunately, I couldn't find this particular piece, but I felt, based on what it was, I actually did pay up a little bit for it based on what the comps I was looking at. I felt it was worth it. But I still am trying to price it competitively, so someone will give it a home, because I think it's beautiful, but I'm not building this type of pottery in my collection. So this one, the Swedish pottery, is $18. I don't know if Amelia is in from Finland. Maybe if she's in the chat, she might know about this company. But $18 for the Swedish pottery, by giving me number 18. Or 16, I'm sorry. $18, number 16 for the Höganäs ceramic pottery.
That is a beautiful glaze and texture on that piece, Patrick.
It's got heft. I mean, it's heavy. It's just a really well-made piece. And I think that's probably what their dinnerware is, probably really like solid. So I think that's why it goes for a little bit more money. So it's a cool piece.
And I see Val M picking that up. Congratulations, Val.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Val, for picking that up. That was actually my last item. I have some of the things I'll go over with the resale, but that's the last I had. So I always will finish up before I say goodbye to everybody with my last maxi pad. So we've got our last mystery box coming up. So Tiger's clarifying the umlauts. And I know that the letters that could be, I just didn't know you could have both of them in the same word. I always thought umlauts only got used once. I have no idea how to spell any of the words, but I also don't know Swedish. So anyway, so my third mystery box works the same as the others. You mix it maxi pad plus whatever else goes in to make sure it gives the right weight, so you're not paying a lot for shipping. So Peterson always wants to point out it's mint in box maxi pad, guys. So maxi pad time. And this one is the number falls between 90 and 99. So this one falls between 90 and 99. So give the last maxi pad. We'll go to no, you can absolutely, Sean, you can put in multiple numbers. Put in a number, hit enter, put in another number, hit enter. You did that before. So what do you mean you don't want to cheat? You were already cheating if that's what you thought you were doing. So that's totally fine. I apologize. I didn't repeat that. But yes, each time just keep guessing until somebody gets the right number.
And I don't see it yet in the chat. Oh, I just saw
I see one.
Wait for Nate. All right, folks. All the way.
I'm coming from the bottom, so I hope it's not the person I think it is.
I already see several people in the chat that's getting it. And I'm scrolling back up. I've refreshed my screen.
Yeah, that's the one thing I can't do. So that's why I always have to count on you guys to share.
And I think This is going to be wild if this is who it is.
Yeah.
And yes, KCATX, Carrie, play the lottery because
Absolutely. She is the speedy internet and she's reading my mind tonight. So congratulations, Carrie. So let's see.
Carrie, good job. You are on it.
She won it earlier this evening, and she's gifting that one to Michelle Newton at Newton's Cupboard. So is Carrie going to keep this one for herself? She was jonesing after some of the stuff that Beth got from Carolina Princess, the box that she gifted to her. Or I know there were many who would love to grab the box from you. So let us know, Carrie, what you want to do. But congratulations. And good night, Halem and Melody. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Thanks so much for chiming in or joining in. So
when I saw you with number 92, but Carrie was above you. So I am so sorry. I've refreshed and checked, and Nate has refreshed and checked. So thank you so much, though, for playing along.
Yeah, sorry. And sometimes you'll see your name might be at the same timestamp. That's why we have to, because I actually see another person with 92 even ahead of Lynn. But I also saw Carrie was the first person I saw. Which is why I said I hope it's not her. No offense, Carrie. Not that I didn't want you to win it, but it's it's one of those funny things that when the same person gets it again. So congratulations. So for all of you who have been around for this whole time, thank you so much. It does actually, and I want to turn off because I know there's another sale starting right now. So I do appreciate the time that everyone spent with the sale. If you came in later and you want to see some of the items that did not sell, I will re-show them. Just as a reminder that what's on auction right now in eBay is the baby shower lot, which includes the stork, the baby shower corsage, and the little note that says that it all came from June 1958, from the baby shower of June 1958. So all of that is currently up on my eBay store. And for those of you who came in late, just showcase some of the things that did not sell, included the Dollhouse furniture. So there was a box of quite a bit of Dollhouse furniture, including a dining room table, milking stool, a table and chairs, and then the dresser. So all of the Dollhouse furniture was $25. So that was number 18. And the mug from one of my shows, the 3-piece China Dragon mug, was $7. That was number 8. And then the girl figurine talking on the telephone was $10. Number 7, that was 1991 Enesco.
And Lemmy Lemon would like number 8.
So the dragon mug is going to Lemmy Lemon. Thank you, Darlene, for picking that up.
I love your name, Darlene. It reminds me of that soda. So if you're named after the soda, let me know.
The little planter, the little sheep planter did not sell. That was a Napco Japan piece. $7 was number 36. That was for the little sheep planter. And the last item was the crumb catcher, the silent butler, the pair of brass for $12, number 43. So that was everything that had not sold. Excuse me, did not want to cough into everybody's ear right there. So that was it. So the next sale, it should have been starting 2 minutes ago. I'm assuming, isn't Martha Vintage Conversation? Yeah. She's the one. So she's holding her sale now. Does she have a guest tonight?
I don't think she has a guest, but Martha will be on next. And then following Martha will be Nancy at this overstuffed house. And I just put the link in for her and for Martha. So definitely head on over there.
And so Lemmy Lemon is clarifying that it's her Chihuahua's name. So that's fantastic that you have a fantastic Chihuahua name as well, Lemmy Lemon. So overstuffed house, that'll be at 11 p.m. Eastern, right? I was trying to make sure I'm doing the right time zone. 11 p.m. Eastern. And so then it was Vintage Conversation is, there we go. Vintage Conversation is the one that should be happening right now. So I ran a little bit late. I apologize. If you jump over there, tell her I sent you and apologize for me being late. So appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me and picking up the items. I will then have another sale next week. I don't know if Sam is still in the chat, but join me on Sunday. Will be a deep dive with Sam from Dining at Sea. He will be sharing his vintage travel menu collection, primarily from ocean liners. He's got a fantastic collection. He's going to talk a little bit about collecting those and price, values and things like that. So that'll be on Sunday. What do you got coming up, Katie?
So this is very exciting. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing an unboxing of some vinyl records that was sent to me by Angela Marksberry that I bought when she was in an antique mall, and I had to have them because they were all 50s, 45s, all original presses, I think, too. So that's exciting. That's going to be about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening on my channel, so stay tuned for that. And then, of course, lots of fun things coming up on my channel this Wednesday. I think, Patrick, we're going to have a sale together.
I was just going to remind you of that. So, yes, so join us again on Wednesday. That'll be on Katie's channel, Vintage and Vinyl. Make sure you subscribe to her. I will be on her sale, and she will completely blow me away at her ability to run a sale and monitor the chat. But we will be doing a joint sale on her channel on Wednesday, and then I will still have my standard sale on Thursday. The sale on Wednesday is at what time, Katie?
9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Excellent. So, and then my sale will, as normal, mine on Thursday will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, as will the deep dive on Sunday. That will also be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday with Sam from Dining at Sea. So, appreciate you all hanging out. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for your time. Thanks for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster, and a great thanks to Katie and Nate for helping me out in the chat, and Katie keeping me on task. So thanks, everybody.
Bye, friends.
Bye-bye.